Okay. So how many think they understand after reading how to translate with a vector structure? Okay. So we have a vector here, right? Vector AA prime that they gave us, and every single point is going to move that distance in that direction, right? So the first thing you want to do is actually measure that distance from A to A prime with your compass, okay? And notice here, when they measured it, they left a little mark there to prove, like, you're getting ready on the reading set, okay, I made that measurement, there it is, okay? So now I take that measurement, keep my compass the same, and B is going to go the same distance, right? So I put my compass on B with that same vector measurement and make an arc out here somewhere. So B prime is going to end up somewhere on that arc. We don't know exactly where yet, right? We'll need another measurement, won't we? Okay? And then, oh, they went right to, oh, and then they did it with C, right? So that same vector is going to be somewhere out here, you know, to find out exactly where we need another measurement to intersect. So how did they get this measurement here for B prime to intersect? What did they do? What did they measure? They measured from what? A to B, and then moved it down here from A to A prime, and now that's going to be my A prime to B prime measurement. Does that make sense? Right? And then similarly, to figure out where C goes, it looks like they measured from A to C, right? I suppose you could have done it from B to C as well, but might as well stick with A. So they opened up from A to C, brought their compass back down here to A prime, got the intersection mark, right? Have 3 points, connect them, label them with primes. Guys think you got that? All right, so let's move on over. Not bad. So why don't we all take a try here and translate this one, I'll have to make it smaller, with that particular vector that they give. So, okay, so we'll take a minute, and I'll work on it up here as you're doing it. Remember, once you get the vector measured, don't change your compass length until you get them all placed in there somewhere. Then you can start taking your other measurements. Okay, measure my vector. Bless you. That's about right, so I think that's okay. Now I'm going to take that to here to B. It's going to be out here somewhere. Find out exactly where in a minute. And to see, it's kind of funny after I make my little mark, it moves a little bit. It's just good grief. Okay. So I've taken my vector distance and I've put it in there, roughly where things will go. Hopefully I made my one for C long enough. Let me make that a little longer just in case. Just in case it doesn't quite match up, right? So now I think I'm going to measure from A to B. Thank you. Right off this page. Come on. Flip it around, do it this way. Come on. And I'm going to measure from A to B as accurately as I can. Okay. And then transfer this measurement. Make a little mark. Maybe it shows, say I made the measurement right. Come down here. So there's that one. Now I think I'm going to measure from A to C. Or up to C. Come on, mate. Yeah, that's a little too far out. Jeez, this thing is just like obnoxious sometimes. That's better. Now I come down to A prime, which corresponds to that. Well, I made my C arc way too big, huh? Whatever. There we have that. Now I'll get my, so I got that point, right? Point and that point. Take my straight edge, which is here. Make it there, here to there, here to there. So it's A prime, here's my B prime, and here's my C prime. No? So I measured this vector to begin with, and I took that measurement, moved it up from B out to here somewhere, and then to C out here somewhere. And then I got a second measurement from A to B, which would correspond A to B prime, made that mark. And from A to C would correspond A prime to C prime, made that mark, got my points. Okay? Good on that? So let's go down and try this second one. Still working on the first one. Got special tool here. So now, black here. Need to measure my vector to give us. Out there, I guess. Okay. So I'll apply that same vector distance to point B. Do this to me, huh? Okay. So that'll end up somewhere out here. And then again for point C, you can get all the same measurement. It'll end up out here somewhere. Okay. So now maybe I'll measure from, I don't know, A to C, since no matter which one you do first, I guess. That's pretty close. Yeah, whatever you do, don't make a mark there if you want. Okay. When I go to A prime and find where my C prime is going to be. Now I'm going to measure from A to B over here. Just like about there. And take that measurement out here to A prime and find B prime. Take a straight edge. Go away. Whatever. That, I guess it kind of, yeah, let me make that black. Better to see. That, and there, and then down here. There's A prime, and here's my B prime and C prime. Get the hang of this, guys? Anybody need a hand out there? Which one is it? Maybe this one's a little bit easier than the other one.
What did I do?
So let's go take a look at the Regents question they had. Now, the Regents question is not exactly a translation, but it's kind of related, right? So let's read over this Regents question on your own. I'll have to make it a bit smaller than this even. So what am I at? 100. Need that line in there. Yes. Did you measure this distance? Okay. And then did you take it up here to B and put an arc? No. Go over to C and another arc. And by the way, we haven't covered that. We're not going to do this part here. We don't have those theorems yet. Okay. We won't do that part for now. So now be careful. Like when you go to label your other triangle, notice this. How do they want you to label with A prime, B prime, C prime? What do they want you to label them with?
Z prime X prime.
Well, not even primes, just exactly what they have there, right? So in other words, your Y here, when you get done, will be labeled what? What does Y go with over here? B, right? They're in the same position there. Okay. So you're not there's no vector here to translate. We're not translating this with a vector. We're just basically replicating this triangle on the line below. Which means you'll need some lengths to measure and intersect with some other length measurements. Well, let me get you started.
Yeah.
They want you to construct this triangle somewhere on this line. So I'm just going to see Y here. I'm just going to put it somewhere to start, maybe like right there. Okay? So now you need to put some distances on there. So what did we say that Y was going to be? B. I'll just go ahead and label that B right now. Okay? So now we need to know where to put, X is going to go with A down here, won't it?
So it's just a circle.
No. We're not translating. It's not even translating. I could have put, what if I could have taken this point and I could have put it over here if I wanted to. No, you're using your compass. The compass says we don't guess. So if this is going to be the point that corresponds with Y, somehow I need the point down here that corresponds with X. How am I going to use my compass to find that? I got to measure something, right? And move that measurement down there. You should have to locate that, some kind of an arc here, right? That you compass to do. So those can be seen. Mm-hmm. So actually that's there, right? So this one's going to be up over here somewhere, right?
So you go from like this.
You need a couple of measurements, right? You're going to need a couple of measurements to get them to intersect. So it's like a lot of you started out, come on. Stupid thing. Getting this measurement here, roughly, okay. So I'll change the, okay, there we go. So now I need to take that measurement down here, copy that measurement, a little mark, right? So can anybody tell me what I'm going to measure to get where Z is going to go? Okay. And then the other one, I'll need them both, won't I? Those, and where they intersect is where the other one goes, right? So put that guy there, bring it around. Let's prove I measured that, right? Now let's take this distance, transfer this measurement down here. I know exactly where it's going to go, so I might want to make a decent sized arc up here, make sure I can hit it with the other one, okay? Now what should I measure? Yeah, let's get this other measurement. Up here. Man, am I going to be able to open up? I can't get it. Oh! It won't. Oh, jeez. I forgot about this one. I was gonna fix that. Well, you're gonna have to just pretend that I measured that, I guess, right? And so I put my compass here, and I guess it came down, probably hit it. I don't know.
That looks right.
I don't know. Whoopsie daisy.
Here.
You got to pretend I did this, okay? And then take your straight edge, connect these points. And I was just like that. Now you got to label. Now, if you don't label this the way they said to, you'll lose a lot of points. Right? Don't lose stupid points on the regions there. So A, B, C, X, Y. We got X, and then X becomes A. Right? And so that becomes our A, and this is our C. So everybody get a triangle that's kind of like that? All right, that's not too bad, right? Not exactly a translation, but you know how to do those now. Okay? I think that was the only reason's question. And so the problem set, we'll do all of them. Okay? Shouldn't take you too long. Make sure we're getting in good practice here. So problem set, all of them. It's not very long. Okay?